NFL Week 6 props and parlays. In this video, I have my touchdown parlay of the week, 2 player props, as well as a daily fantasy slip for my people out there. If you are new, my name is Austin. Thank you as always for tuning in. We begin these videos recapping how we did on Thursday. In this case, we had a weird Eagles and Giants game. For us, we basically broke even. A.J. Brown's over in longest reception. That cashed in the first quarter. We lost our Jackson Dart under. Honestly, we lost that kind of in the first quarter too. He had 100 yards in the first, ended with like 190. Should have taken his under in completions. Looked at both of them, but took the wrong one there. We had a long shot parlay, which lost, but more or less that was a 0.1 unit play. We broke even there. The good thing for us is that it's a Sunday for these picks that we're about to talk about, because for whatever reason, I struggle on Thursday and Monday nights, but Sundays we dominate. So let's do that once again. And let's just hop right into our touchdown parlay of the week. Drum roll, please. Here are the three fellas I'm rolling with on Sunday: Hunter Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Bijan Robinson. Now, I only do 3 guys today, and I brought back the OG graphic from last year because I'm tired of going 3 for 4. I have done 5 touchdown parlays this week. Obviously, we're in week 6. Every single one has been 4 guys, and we've cashed in week 2. We went 3 of 4 in 3 other weeks and 2 of 4 in the other week. So look, if we want to keep going 3 of 4, let's get rid of the one loser and let's get these 3 winners. Now, Hunter Henry, I think he has a great matchup against the Saints. The Saints we saw last week, 2 touchdowns allowed to Theo Johnson. Hunter Henry already has 3 touchdowns on the season. He's a big target. Drake May is always looking for him. I love Gibbs on Sunday Night Football. If you go back to the last game where the Lions took on the Bengals, it was heavily involved in trying to get David Montgomery a rushing touchdown as well as a passing touchdown because his return to Cincinnati. I don't think that will be the case here. On the road in Kansas City, Gibbs is their guy. I think he gets it in. And then we actually have to move to Monday Night Football for Bijan Robinson, as he is at home taking on the Bills. He actually does have a touchdown in both home games this season, and he has been pretty good running the football. Coming off a bye week, the Bills have struggled against zone run concepts, and what do you know? Bijan Robinson pretty much runs exclusively zone runs. So I really like Bijan, love Jahmyr, love Hunter Henry, plus 711 on Bet365, and we're playing that for a quarter unit. Now, as you guys probably know, we do have a dub club. If you have no idea what our dub club is, it's just a place you can get exclusive picks, parlays, research tools, access to our Discord community to ask us questions about a bunch of whatever we really want to. You also get all the video plays that you watch in this video early, as well as the ladder challenge, which we will post Sunday morning as well early. It's only $10 for your first month. This week's card, which we have dominated, Dub Club exclusive plays. We have 2 1-unit props already posted. I might add another play or parlay on Sunday morning. I do have a wedding to attend that I have to leave around 2 p.m. on Friday. So I'm actually recording this video pretty early. So won't be doing any research Friday afternoon and Saturday, but we'll get in the lab on Sunday, maybe cook out some exclusive things for the Dub Club. So again, you can join. It's only $10 for your first month. Get on in there. The link is down below. My last note before we dive into the 2 player props, we have a couple other videos already that will be live on the channel. This one's already live. It is our game picks video where we go through every single game on Sunday, as well as the 2 Monday night games this week. Give your favorite side or total. So we give you our spread pick, give you a lean on a side or total, whatever you want to know. We don't skip a single game. You can timestamp them all in that video. Go check that out. I'll link it down below. Also, Saturday evening, we'll have this video with a couple more props and parlays. That is where you'll find my Q1 props, which I've been dominating Q1 props this season. First quarter has been good to us. But enough yapping. Let's get into another player prop. Devon Achane. Love is over 90.5 rushing and receiving yards, minus 115 on Fanatics. Now, I would play this up to about 95, 96.5. For whatever reason, so I think Bet365 was at 100. I don't know if that feels a tad high for Achane, but I'm playing it for 1 unit. No 2-unit plays this season, but I really like Achane. Now, if you don't have a rush and receiving yards line, I would tend to lean more towards rushing yards if I had to pick one, but Achane has had a game this season where he had 90 receiving yards. So again, with a guy like him, I'd rather take both of them, even though we'll inflate his lines because Achane's regular rush line's like 55.5, somewhere around there. I'll take him for 90.5. I think he has the ability in this matchup against the Chargers to really go nuclear in both categories. Now, the Chargers are coming in here, taking on the Dolphins, and they are going to be in Miami. We'll see if the Chargers defense can show up in the heat because it's going to be hot down there. But look, Achane's had kind of an up and down season, as has the Dolphins, but I like this matchup for him. Like I said, Achane's been pretty good, and he's their number 1 guy. It's not like Ollie Gordon is really factoring too much into this matchup here. And we've seen Achane this season have 75 in week 1, 122, 91, 101, and then only 46 last week. Last week, 10 rushes, 16 yards on those 10 attempts against the Panthers. Just not a great game for him, but it should open up a little bit here against the Chargers, a team that's allowing 4.5 yards per carry. If you recall, Bill McCroskey-Merritt just went nuclear on them, and he didn't even get many touches, at over 100 yards on the ground, I think 39 through the air. And I really think it's a tough spot for Jalen Waddle and Darren Waller. They're two really pass catching options that they got. And if you look at Darren Waller, he's going to be playing still limited snaps, and Jalen Waddle is going to be the number one focus for the Chargers secondary that does not allow deep balls. So again, I think you're going to see a lot of checkdowns, Devon Achane, some yards after the catch. We know he's as good as anyone in the league at doing that. And the Chargers, they haven't really given up a ton of receiving yards to running backs, but they also haven't faced a lot of teams that target them. The Kansas City Chiefs in week 1, they don't really target running backs much. The Raiders, not really. The Broncos, a little bit, maybe RJ Harvey. And then you got the Giants and the Commanders. All teams that don't target running backs that much. The Dolphins do. I think this is a massive game for Devon Achane. I think they're able to keep this game tight-ish. And I really think we have the opportunity to cash this in any different way. If the Dolphins do get down early in this game, they'll be throwing it. Maybe the Chargers will sag off, and we'll see Devon Achane be open underneath for some easy catches there. But also, he has some opportunities on the ground. So I really like both these categories. Over 90.5 rushing and receiving yards. My first player prop for Sunday. My second one will stay with another running back. It's Blake Corum, over 24.5 rush yards, minus 110 on BetMGM, a 1-unit play. Now, if you recall, last game that Blake Corum played, it was on that Thursday night game against the 49ers, and Blake Corum's line was in like the low 30s. It really opened up in like the high 20s, right on 28.5, was boosted all the way up to 32, 33.5 by the steam from other bettors. And what happened? Well, he stunk it up. He had one carry for, I think, 13 yards, and it was benched because of a fumble. Now, that bench led to him only playing 6 snaps. And I think that was just kind of cruel because the fumble really wasn't his fault. But I think he gets back going here against the Ravens, a defense that we know is banged up, and a team that's really struggling offensively, especially given Lamar Jackson is probably out for this game. But like I said, prior to that game where it was just the fumble and then Sean McVay said, get your hiney on the bench, he had been pretty good. He had seen 16 or more snaps in 3 straight games, and he had run the ball pretty well, averaging 5.5 yards per carry, up from what Kyron Williams is averaging, around 4.5. They're 7.5-point favorites against the Ravens, and I don't know if the Ravens cover or they win this game. You never know in the NFL. Their offense hasn't looked anything but good, and their defense has been really bad recently. Last week versus Houston, 3 Texans running backs had 20 or more rush yards. The week before, both Chiefs running backs, Pacheco and Hunt, at 34 and 35 rush yards. A week before, Gibbs at 67, Montgomery at 151. I mean, this is a guy prior to last week, Blake Corum had seen 5, 8, and 9 carries. So it's not like they were just abandoning the run with him. They were heavily giving it to him. They were trying to absorb some of the workload that Kyron Williams is consistently seeing. And I think that given that fumble, they kind of wanted to send him down, but it's not like I think that they're just going to completely go away from him here. I just don't see that, especially if they do get up in this team. I look at Blake Corum's rush attempts line. I was just trying to pull it up while I was talking to y'all. It's at 6.5, juice toward the over, minus 130 on BetMGM. So again, they think he gets 6, maybe 7 rush attempts. I think that's going to be enough to cash this line at 24.5 rush yards. I'd play it up to about 29.5. I think Blake Corum's in for a good spot. He's had those good carry games, even games that were really tight or they lost. Imagine they could get into a game where they're actually winning and they're winning by 7, 10, double-digit points, where they're up by 2+ possessions, ease off the throttle. Kyron Williams, who's seen a ton of touches over the last 2 years. Let's try to get Blake Corum involved, who's ran the ball really well. So I do like his over 24.5 rush yards. Not one I expect a lot of people to be on like they were on it on Thursday Night Football last week. I think that's a good spot to back him. My final thing we'll talk about is our Underdog Fantasy Slip. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, well, listen up. Because right now, if you sign up using my code COS, all you got to do is play $5 and they'll give you $100 in bonus funds. You won't see that kind of offer offered anywhere else than any PrizePicks. PrizePicks offers not that great these days. You won't see that offered anywhere else. Play 5, get $100 in bonus funds. I don't know how much longer they're going to continue to do that. So again, if you want to sign up, code COS or the link down below. Here's all the states that Underdog is available in. So if it's in your state, you should sign up. I'm just saying, play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Here's what I'm rolling with. I got Blake Corum here. His line was 27.5. I'm not too worried there. Devon Achane, he didn't have a rush and receiving yards line when I was inputting the slip. I imagine probably by the time you're watching this, he probably does. So you could opt for that, or just the rush yards at 50. I think he gets that. Sam Darnold, not a official player prop or anything like that, but I'm taking his less than for fantasy points. A tough matchup here against the Jags. They have forced an interception by every single QB they face. Darnold hasn't done anything on the ground, and fantasy points, if you don't play fantasy football, 25 yards is a point, but you only get 4 points for a passing touchdown here. So he would have to pretty much throw 2 touchdowns, have a mistake-free game. I don't think he's going to get that done. And then Jahmyr Gibbs to score a touchdown, 7.69 extra money. I love that underdog slip. Those are my favorite plays. A reminder, we'll have other videos for NFL Week 6. We'll have a ladder challenge for NFL Week 6 Sunday. I'll post that. All these things are linked on the screen when they are live. Check them out. Of course, if you want to join the Dub Club for some exclusive props and parlays that have been printing this season, you can. It's only $10 for your first month. Go down there, click that top link, one of the links in the description. I'll also try to put it in the pinned comment when I get a chance. Again, appreciate you guys, as always, for supporting the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's have ourselves another great Sunday. And I'll see you guys back again in the next one. Let's get it done, baby. Peace.